Welcome back to the Marvelous Builder channel. So today we're reviewing the Marvel Legends Daredevil Born Again action figure. Sit back and enjoy the full review. So is this the best Daredevil figure that Hasbro's made? Personally think it is. I think it's an amazing figure. I think visually it looks so accurate to the new Daredevil look on obviously the Disney Plus series. I'm actually glad that Disney itself continued the Netflix Daredevil series. Obviously, they've put their own little spin on it, but I think this figure itself is one that I've been looking forward to getting and one I've been so looking forward to reviewing. Obviously, the box itself looks amazing. I love the Daredevil logo. Yeah, so let's jump into the review and see what we get when we open the box. So let's have a quick look at the figure in the box. So obviously it has that classic Daredevil logo, again taken from the new Disney logo of the series. There's the back of the box there. Got a very brief overview of Matt Murdock slash Daredevil. And we have it in a couple of foreign languages as well. But yeah, outside the box, it looks amazing. The figure, so let's crack this open. Okay, so let's have a look at the figures itself and see what we get in the box. So obviously we've got the figure itself, we've got the two battens, we've got the sort of like extendable grappling piece, I suppose you would call it, which is obviously that string effect, and then we get two extra hands. So let's get the figure out of the box, and there goes everything else. So I did remove the tape that was holding everything in place, so they didn't just come loose like this. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the figure. Now, visually, first up, I just think it just looks amazing. I think you have some great articulation straight away, but the figure itself is so accurate, it's obviously to the new Daredevil look on the Disney Plus series. So I said you get the two little buttons here. Now, these themselves look amazing. You've got some really sort of like fine print on here, which I quite like. I like this silver and red effect here. And what it is quite nice, I'm not sure if you can see it here, but there's a little sort of like catch at the bottom. So it holds the battens in place, so it stops them sort of like falling all the way through. Just a nice little touch that. And then we get the two extra hands. Obviously, we get the fist, and then obviously we get like the hand itself sort of opened up. There you go. And then like the sort of like the grapple piece. Now this clips onto the battens at the end, so the very sort of like very tiny hole in the battens, and the end sort of like just pop in and out. So I think again for sort of like posing or display purposes, I think you can get some quite cool poses out of this. So let's quickly get one of the battens out, and I'll just show you what I mean. There you go. So it's a so it's a fine little hole, but it is a tight fit, and it is quite a good fit actually. And there you go. So that's not too bad. And in terms of the articulation, so again, we've got some good head movement here. There you go. There. So again, left, right, no problem at all there. You've got the elbow flexibility in the shoulder ones. You've also got the wrist movements as well. Got some good dynamic movements with the hip and the legs as well. So you'll be able to get some good placements. And then the legs, yeah, you got again some great flexibility there. And obviously you got the joints in the knees and the ankles. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the figure itself on display. We can see it rotating. So obviously we've got the extendable sort of like hook grapple thing. We've connected that to the battens here, so you can kind of see the general size of how it looks of the figure. Now, I've got to say, the figure itself, excellent paintwork. I know that some Marvel Legend figures, you can get some chipping or you can get some paint that's just overspilled. With this one, from what I can see, it's absolutely spotless. Obviously, the red is quite a nice deep red. You just not that kind of like bright cartoony color. It does match like the gritty feel of the TV series quite well. The grey itself also looks quite nice as well. It's a nice contrast. I think me personally, I love this look of Daredevil. It's I think they've done a really excellent job in sort of like capturing that. Um, what I kind of should have mentioned earlier, actually, I think the face sculpt for me looks amazing. Obviously, you've got that kind of what's like the beard effect, I suppose, obviously that Matt Murdock has, and it kind of gets scruffier throughout the series. And again, this captures it really well. I think it just, for me, there's no complaints at all with the figure. I think it looks great. The articulation, like I said, it is amazing. That most of modern Marvel Legend figures nowadays, we are getting that really good articulation, and that's continuing here. I think this one going off into the new set is amazing. I think there's a couple of them that's coming out, so fingers crossed I can hopefully try and track down the other ones in this series. But I think for me, it looks good when you sort of like compare this to the other bits that you get with it. There isn't too much. Obviously, said you've got the battens, you've got like the extendable like grapple hook thing, and you get two hands. So there's not too much extra you're getting. I think that the Punisher set coming, the Punisher one, for example, has like a guns and axe, etc. Obviously, this one doesn't really have that. It'd be nice to get something different, maybe sort of like a different head. Maybe an unmasked version of Matt Murdock. But you know, me personally, I think this just looks amazing. And here you go. I've just taken off the grapple just so you can kind of see again the rough size compared to like the clubs, to sort of like how he holds them. Again, proportion wise, looks absolutely perfect. Just like the TV series. I think they're a nice little handheld tool. And again, the little storage pouch on the legs is something that I really do like. I think when you get little things like this on figures, when they sort of need to clip on, sometimes they can fall off or they don't quite fit in properly. But with these, I said you've got that little sort of like hook just underneath like the actual pouch. It's perfect. These slot in perfectly, and they're not going to come out. It's a really, really tight, nice fit. So my final thoughts on the figure: absolutely love it. I think it looks amazing. I think for any Netflix sort of like Marvel fan, obviously you had more the grittier sort of their version of the Marvel sort of like cinematic TV universe. I think it's a great pickup. I think it was a shame that we didn't get that version of Daredevil, but again we've got this one. So if you love the TV series or you love the new series that's just come out on obviously on Disney Plus, you got what season 2 of Born Again, which is what season 5 I think overall Daredevil. That's what I would look at it. I think it's an amazing figure to pick up, so definitely worth sort of shopping around and trying to get hold of this one if you can. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button for more Pokemon, Marvel, Lego, and Yu-Gi-Oh content in the future. And I look forward to seeing you again. Cheers, bye.